All of the DLCs are amazing. Okay, Lifeblood was okay. It's okay at best, and you know it. That's another one that left more questions. But it's also tied into the Abyss because we got what we call the Lifeblood creature, the Abyss creature. We have the door where you have to have, I think it's 15 Lifeblood masks to open that son of a gun. And then it only opens once. You go through it. I think there's a King's Idol in there, Lifeblood core, and that's it. But we didn't get the full experience. We still don't know about that ancient civilization. We don't know why the desk only has 4 points. That desk we find down there, one of my write-ups, I actually get into it, says, that desk is the Radiance desk. Not because I'm just wildly speculating here, but because the Pale King has a lot more horns than 4. It also looks like possibly one of those horns have been broken off. They're very lopsided. There's 2 on one side, a very tall one that should be the center point, and one on the right. Doing this off memory, so it might be the other way around, give or take some. But it matches up closer with the Radiance horns than it does with the Pale King's. Which is very interesting to think that the Radiance was actually in the Abyss at one point. That could very easily explain why when we're in the final battle with the Radiance, that the Radiance actually calls us its ancient enemy. That at one point in time, the Radiance was actually working on a way to get rid of the Void. Maybe not even Shadelord yet. Like, Shadelord's so weird. And of course, that's tied back here because is it us? Is it just the Void given mind? I don't really know. Oh, hey, Evan. I have no idea who this lame is. Like, he's a douche. I have no clue. But we've got this gigantic enigma that if you really truly love the game and you wanted to dive into it, you obviously went down there. You went down that rabbit hole and you found out exactly how deep it went. You saw all of the dead bodies when you hit the bottom, when you finally hit the bottom. And if anybody has actually made the jump, I would love to see that on video sometime. And you know what jump I'm talking about, the jump from the platform. You've got to miss everything on your way down and make it to the bottom without stopping. I want to see that. I've tried it many times and I can't do it. But I would love to see it. So if somebody out there can do it, post that to Soul Posting, post it to Deep Nest. I would love to absolutely see that. But we saw the bodies. We saw the shells of our siblings. We went deeper. And we went down into the birthplace. And we got to witness the rise, the ascension of the Hall of Night. We were there. This area alone has so many unanswered questions that are just absolutely phenomenal. And I wish we had more answers. And because of the lack of funding, we just never got them. I want to know who's the bug holding the basin when you get the Shade Cloak. Why are the same masks that are found in Green Path found in the Abyss, where you get the Abysmal Shriek? These are questions that absolutely... What was up with the lighthouse? Thank you. It's an awesome question. What was up with the lighthouse? Give me 1 second to go back to this tangent, and then I will go off on a rant on this lighthouse because there's a lot going on with that thing. We got to see our siblings in void form. We got to see basically their shades, which, as we know, are regrets. Confessor Gigi tells us those are our regrets and our stains on this world. And there's a lot of regret going on down there. I mean, there are a lot of dead kids, and that's a huge thing. That's a huge regret. Fucking, unless you're Planned Parenthood, I guess. I don't fucking know. And then we get to venture, and we get going left. We find a carved out tunnel. That tunnel I found extremely unique because it doesn't match. It doesn't match fucking anything down there. Its walls are carved. It's not made from dead bodies. It's not made from broken shells. It's not jagged. You find, I think, 2 or 3, I think it's 2 tick-ticks along the way. But it's different. It's unique. And Team Cherry is really good with the details, and so they would not have put something in there that was so far out there without having a meaning behind it. And I want to dive into that meaning. I want to explore that meaning. Or we go right, and we come across the Lake of Void. An uncrossable, kinda, lake of more or less ourselves, which is really unique. Because void in and of itself is gaseous when it's bubbling up from areas. It's a liquid. It's a solid when it's us. It's something otherworldly. And that's really cool and that's really unique to see that they went there with that. And the only way to calm the sea, to cross the sea, is to ascend. And we ascend the lighthouse. And what do we see at the top of the lighthouse? If you go all the way up, it resembles the Pale King. And of course, going into the lighthouse, we find a dead bug. And once again, I'm going off memory here, so I can't quote it. But it's something along the lines of, "Forgive me, I've failed, the sea it call." Or, "Forgive me, my king, the sea it calls." The void is literally called out to this dead bug to turn off the light. And for some odd reason, those Luma flies in the lighthouse that cast their light down onto the sea calm the void. So we've seen that light itself can calm the void. Not necessarily the radiance lights, but the lights of Luma flies, which are really interesting also. They're an electric enemy. They are used in just about every light found in Hallownest. And they have the power to calm the void. And that's something extremely huge. Because the void tendrils lash up and they lash out insanely good. Kind of like how Dust and the Lighthouse work. I'm not quite sure I actually understand that one. If you elaborate, though, I'm sure I can go into that. But yeah, so we actually calm the sea by turning back on the lighthouse. And that's a very unique power to be able to calm anything, really. But void in and of itself. Because as we go on further to learn, void is more or less death. It's absolute nothingness. And that's how you get a hollow vessel, is by having nothing. And we are filled with void. But if a vessel is filled and it is containing something, but if it contains nothingness, then is it still hollow? And so you get into some really fucking meta conversations there. Marcos, hey. And that's something that's really interesting. And as we progress and we move further across that black Dead Sea, we run into more void tendrils. And at this point, we really don't know what void tendrils are. They're just fucking assholes that want us dead. They lash out in any direction. When you actually look up the sprite for them, there's what appear to be a row of beads or eyes on them. I'm really not sure what to make of this quite yet. If these are eyes and they are actually peering, because the way they whip and they lash out doesn't appear to be controlled. It's more like just pure unbridled anger. And as they lash out at everything and anything. And I guess we kind of miss our siblings too. Our siblings attack us at this point. Our siblings are angered by our mere presence. We have not attacked them. We have not challenged them. and they aren't infected. But they are hostile. And we don't know why. But they attack us. Almost relentlessly, and you can get caught at that lighthouse with a lot of siblings on you. So that being said, we've made it across, we have encountered more void tendrils, and we keep going right. At this point, it is our only way to go, unless, of course, you know about the secret and you go up. But we keep going right, and we find a dead bug. We find a dead giant bug compared to us, holding a basin that is just flowing with void. Is this the source of void? Is this the source of where all of the death, the emptiness, the lake, the sea, whatever you want to call it, is coming from? And we don't get these answers, and that's part of the frustration. That's part of where we get to speculate. And that's one of the really cool parts, is they left this so wide open to everyone to have their own interpretations of it. It's just like how your shade attacks you at first, but once you get the void heart, it becomes docile. Exactly. And we're going to go into this. We're going to the void heart. I'm actually playing the Void Heart Edition on Xbox. Apparently my controller's shut off. But that's the edition we're playing. There we go. But we're going to go into that, and we're going to try and understand the connection with those charms. I don't want to make this too long because I know you guys have stuff to do, but I do want to go into a lot of this because the Abyss was such a cool area, and it was such a cool place to explore with so many unanswered questions. And they do 2 mask of damage for some reason. The siblings do 2 mask of damage, and that's some bullshit, isn't it? That's reserved for like fucking NKG. Fuck those guys. But perhaps they do 1 damage for both entities they attack. And by that I mean we are born of 2 voids. We are born of the Abyss, and we are born of God. We are born of black, and we are born of white. Pure white. The Pale King, the White Lady, whichever one you want to believe is the actual higher being in this case, because they're both higher beings, but whichever one's the highest, and I can argue it either way, we are born of them. And then we are born again of the void. And so we are born of 2 voids. And so possibly that's why they do 2 masks, is because they don't just attack the void within us, they're also attacking the God within us. And that God within us really comes out in God Home. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're back at the bug. We're back at a dead giant bug holding a basin. And why, when we get in this, does the void consume us? It flows into us. And we get the Shade Cloak. The ability to dash through enemies. The ability to dash through attacks. The ability to dash through the Dark Gates. What the fuck are the Dark Gates? How did the Pale King harness this energy and put up gates, or were those gates there before? But now we have the option to go around them. And that is such a game changer. Behind these gates, we find many things. The most remarkable, in my opinion, is we find the fucking RNG Moth Markov in Kingdom's Edge. That asshole on Radiant, fuck him. I've got to get that one out there, because if I don't get that out there, it's going to build in me all night. So fuck him, or drink to that. So we have the ability to get back there. But that means somebody or something was literally locking those NPCs, those enemies, behind those gates.